Emma never liked camping, but when her boyfriend Jake insisted, she finally agreed to join him on a trip deep into the Appalachian Trails. They packed their gear and made their way up the rugged mountain road, the forest growing denser and more foreboding with each passing mile. When they arrived, the sun was setting, casting a strange, reddish glow over the landscape. She felt a chill, but she brushed it off as nerves. Their first night was peaceful. Jake had built a fire, and under the star-filled sky, Emma felt herself relaxing, even enjoying the quiet wilderness around them. But despite the serenity, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching from the shadows beyond the fire's reach. On the second night, as Emma lay in her tent, she was startled awake by an odd sound, a faint whispering, just outside. She held her breath, straining to listen. It wasn't English, or any language she knew. The whispers grew louder, surrounding her tent, as if unseen voices were speaking from every direction. Panic began to settle in her chest. Summoning all her courage, Emma reached for the tent zipper. She had to know what was out there. But as she slowly pulled it open, a cold, skeletal hand shot into the tent, clamping around her ankle. Her scream pierced the night as the hand tightened, dragging her out into the darkness. Emma's eyes widened in horror as she came face to face with her captor. It was a tall, twisted figure, its limbs unnaturally long, crowned with massive antlers that seemed to scrape the sky. Its eyes were a sickly yellow, and inside its chest, a pulsing light glowed like a beacon of pure malevolence. She was frozen, unable to look away from the thing standing over her. When Emma woke again, she was lying on the hard, cold floor of a cave. She could barely move, every bone in her body aching. The air was thick with an overwhelming sense of dread. And then it stepped out from the shadows, its glowing chest lighting up the cave with a sickly, pulsating glow. She wanted to scream, but no sound came out. The creature leaned down, its face inches from hers, whispering in that same, strange language. She felt as though it was pulling the life from her very soul. Just as she was on the edge of despair, she heard Jake's voice. He charged in, brandishing a branch, striking the creature again and again until it collapsed. Jake pulled her to her feet, and they stumbled out of the cave together, her heart pounding in her chest. Jake and Emma ran as fast as their legs could carry them, the forest seeming to close in around them, as if the trees themselves were trying to trap them. They finally reached their jeep, and Jake fumbled with the keys, casting panicked glances back into the shadows. With a roar, the engine sprang to life, and they sped away, leaving the haunted woods behind. Months later, Emma stood by her window, her gaze distant, haunted. She could still hear the creature's whispers, feel the weight of its stare. Though safe now, the woods were forever tainted in her memory, a place of evil, lurking just out of sight, waiting patiently for its next prey.